What's going on, guys? Eric, the Bearded Vet here, VA Claim Insiders. Wanted to go over a couple things. So I'm an Air Force vet, currently rated at 10% for tinnitus and bilateral hearing loss. Got my two claims currently in right now, secondary for migraines, secondary to tinnitus, and shin splints tied directly to in-service. So I had a CMP exam for both at the VA with one of the VA doctors. Um, Starts asking me, you know, that she's here to do my CMP exam for migraines and shin splints. Asked me, why I'm in there for migraines and what I'm connecting it to. And I said, I'm in for, migraines secondary tied to my tinnitus. And she kind of paused and looked at me and goes, migraines. She goes, what does that have to do with tinnitus? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, they're not even linked. And I was just like, are you kidding me? I was like, migraines are definitely tied to tinnitus. It's been linked. There's plenty of cases showing it. I was just like, it's the ringing from the tinnitus is a trigger causing the migraines. It's a constant that's always there. So it definitely leads to these migraines. And I started naming off a couple of the other triggers. When I'm driving, bright lights, loud noises, being around large groups of people, all these things are triggers and definitely make the migraines worse. So everything I was listing off, going through my issues, how often they come, I get these migraines 3 to 4 times a week. And I mean, she's just looking at me and acting like, she can't even believe that I'm here wasting her time, trying to link these migraines to my service connected tinnitus. So we go through, she asked, for me to describe my migraines, and my migraines, I get them all over the head. They definitely start in the front, start working their way all the way around the back. Bright light sensitivity will definitely make it worse. For some reason, I usually get a lot of them while I'm driving. My migraines will usually start out, roughly about a 1 or a 2, and then gradually just start increasing up to, the worst ones. Some last a couple hours, some can last a couple days. I've been prescribed some medication through the VA to help kind of combat these migraines. And I definitely, I did tell her, I said, the medication that they prescribe me, has seemed to help, not necessarily the frequency of the migraines, but it's definitely helped with the length of them. So it's definitely cut down, the time from lasting, 2 days to now some only last, the average is about a full day. Sometimes now it's a couple hours, which is great. I actually just had my longest stretch without a migraine, about 6 days. I went full 6 days with no migraine present, and then they just started coming back again. So it may have been caused part of the anxiety of going to the CMP, seeing what the doctor was actually going to tell me. But we'll roll with it depending what she comes back with. That's what the high level reviews are there for. So is the White House hotline. These are places where you can go and complain for a bad CMP. So the good thing is, I hooked up with VA Claim Insiders. They were able to get me hooked up with their med team, with Leah. The lead on the med team, she's fantastic. She's great. She listened to my issues, got me a DBQ done, got me my Nexus letter, tying it to migraines, along with previous cases that have been won, documenting, showing that, it's most likely than not, my in-service connected tinnitus is the cause of these migraines. So, I'll definitely have the documentation to fight what the VA's CMP examiner, whatever she comes back as with. But, there's good and there's bad. You hope that the VA has these doctors who are here to help their veterans, want to set them up for success, but that's not always the case. So, the fight isn't over unless you give up. So definitely get with somebody who's willing to help you. Go to VA Claim Insider Elite.com, sign up for your free intake, talk to a VCE. They'll let you know where you're at, what a good game plan is for you, and how to go about, getting the compensation that you deserve. So The other thing I was in there for was my shin splints. You know, it's funny. The shin splints, the muscular system, everything goes based off of a range of motion. But shin splints, it's not really part of the joint. The shin splints really only hurt on impact. So it's with running, walking, long periods of walking, uh, jumping jacks, any type of up and down movement. That's when the shin splints work. So it's not really a range of motion. She basically the entire exam she focused on my knees, asking me, how my knees feel, are the pain. Well, the issue isn't with my knees. The issue is with the muscular part that connects to your tibia bone. That's where the issue is. That's where the pain is. And with shin splints, it's not something that's constant. It only shows up when you have a flare up, when I try and exercise. So when I try and run, do some exercises and it flares up, you have to wait roughly about 2 to 3 weeks to let that inflammation go down, and then you can kind of go back again. So you know explaining to her how I feel on my worst days. Unfortunately I didn't have a flare up. I had it 3 weeks ago. It just now subsided. It's just the way it works out. So explaining to her my story of how I feel on my worst days when it's flared up. So she documented the notes, but then says she has to do a range of motion testing. So all she did on the range of motion is focus on my knee, focus on my ankle, because there's really nothing else that you can do to focus on a shin splint. So that too, we'll see how that comes back. Hopefully it's a favorable decision. Like I said, I've got shin splints documented all through my service record, from basic training to tech school to actual active duty service. So it's well documented in my service record. There's no reason why it shouldn't be service connected. But again, high level reviews are there for this reason. Definitely get someone to help you out if you're not sure where to start, you're not sure what you need to do, how to make this process work. If you're thinking, well, I remember I had shin splints in service, I don't know exactly where to go from here. Go to the website, vaclaiminsiderelite.com, sign up. They'll have you upload all your medical documentation, help you look through it, find the stuff that's going to be in there to definitely help you get the service connected. The med team is great. They will help you get those DBQs, those Nexus letters, tying this all together. Guys, you don't want to go at this alone if you're not sure where to start. So you want to make sure you have somebody watching your back. So again, definitely hook up with vaclaiminsiderelite.com. We're here for you guys. We want to set y'all up for success. I want y'all to hear my story, to know exactly where I'm going through, what the process that I'm at, and how the outcome's coming. So I'll definitely keep y'all updated. Check us out, like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all soon. Eric the Beater the Vet, out.